Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, your friendly local neighborhood demon slayer. So we are back at it. We are asking the universe right now to reveal to us any messages we need to listen to and adhere or take heed to, any lessons that we might need to learn, or maybe which demons that we need to slay. I'm working with pre-shuffled card decks. So the first card out we have is David and Goliath. Alright, we have Moth to a Flame in the reverse. Hope everyone's day has found them well. Thank you so much for joining me. We have Internal Forces in the reverse. What else do you have for us, universe? We have the Truth in reverse. We have Blessing in the reverse. We have Government in reverse. See what our angels have to say. We have the King of Wands here. We have Knight of Cups in the reverse. Okay. And then we have the Eight of Swords here. Another round of these out here. So what are we looking at with this David and Goliath? We have Influential Forces in the reverse. Someone's not letting something get to them. Sharing Sympathy in reverse. Next to Moth to a Flame in reverse. Okay, we'll take that. Okay, and then Operating Without a License, right next to Internal Forces. We have Honeypot in the reverse. I feel like somebody's had to go up against some kind of huge entity or organization or company or something. Alone, pretty much. We have Persecute in reverse. And we have Regeneration here. We have Three of Swords in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords here. And then we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Wow, yeah, somebody's really been coming at you, dude. I don't know who this is yet. Somebody's really been, like, coming at you. I'm going to get another card out here. I want to know, we want to know. This organization, this entity, is this like a religious type of group? If not, like what kind of group are we talking about? Is this like work? Is this, what are we talking about? Or what kind of work, I should say. 6 of Wands. Okay. I was thinking that maybe it was like a corporation or something, like, you know, but this is more like an industry. Like, I'm getting the idea that this is industry related. The Hierophant. But not the industry that, so it's not entertainment industry, but it's not like corporations either. This is actually a group of truth tellers, or supposed to be truth tellers. Like, I'm getting the impression that it's, I don't know. But see, those were in the upright, they're not in reverse. So I get like there's this war going on, okay? And it's a war of collective intellect, a war of, you know, it's one thing to be filled with worldly knowledge, right? But then you've got people who have access to worldly knowledge without actually having to leave their home. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are connected psychically, telepathically, empathically. You know what I'm saying? Like people are just well connected like that. And I feel like they know, everyone knows that you are connected like that. And can you imagine, for anybody in the world, what a valuable asset it would be to have somebody just right there who has instant access to anything that you could want to know. Like, that's hugely valuable. And, you know, there are a bunch of large forces and organizations that, you know, seek people out who naturally have these connections because they can benefit the company, or they can benefit the group or the organization, or, you know, maybe even an individual. And so whoever you are, you've definitely been sought after. And I'm really getting that this is a divine masculine. I'm not really picking up feminine energy. It doesn't mean it doesn't apply to a female. I'm just saying there's masculine energy here. This is you and the King of Wands energy. Okay. You've had a lot of influential forces coming at you, like I said. People in powerful positions have been going to war over you. And this is you over here, you're little David, you know, and you're having to go up against this giant, or giants, I should say. In your case, it's more than one giant that you know, you're up against. But we have truth here in reverse and honeypot in reverse. So I feel like you're having, or you had to juggle and kind of figure out which forces were which. You know what I'm saying? Like not every entity that approaches you is looking to use your gifts for good. In fact, most of them are looking to do bad with it, and they're just hoping that they can pay you a pretty penny so you'll just shut the fuck up and don't speak on it, you know, and just do their bidding. So there's, you know, a lot of uncovering the truths and realizing who's being real, who's not, who's well-intentioned, who is not. You know, you've definitely avoided some traps here. This is honeypot in the reverse. You've avoided some traps here. And you got the Three of Swords in reverse. So somebody sent something at you. I feel like you may have had like your sights set on a religious setting when you were younger. Like at the beginning, you know, how do I phrase that? Like, I don't feel like it's that case anymore, but I feel like, let's say for instance, maybe you were looking forward to becoming a youth pastor, or just a pastor in general, or a priest, or somebody else within the congregation of a church or religious setting. Like that's really originally what you wanted to do. That's what was put on your heart. And that's how you envisioned it, like to be in one of those roles, to be able to minister to people. But something happened that caused a heartbreak, caused you to rethink about it. It made you stop and really rethink that dream of becoming whatever role it was within the religious organization you were interested in. We have Moth to a Flame in reverse and Sharing Sympathy in reverse. So you're not one to run with the crowd, right? You definitely walk your path alone, 100%. And a lot of people don't understand how or why you would do that, but that's okay. We have Blessing and Persecute here in the reverse. Somebody tried to persecute you. And there's a Knight of Cups here in reverse. So I even kind of get the impression that maybe one of the reasons you turned away from the idea of holding a role within the church came from someone in the church. Somebody that you looked up to. I keep saying church. Now this could very well be like a mosque or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just the easiest, quickest thing that I have access to in my mind. So it's just something that rolls off my tongue. But something was realized. I feel like it had something to do with like an elder in the church that held some type of position. And I feel like they were being dishonest or something. Like they weren't walking the spiritual path that they claimed that they were walking to everybody. And this is right here next to the Nine of Swords. So yeah. So I know it's in the reverse, right? But I do get that this also is your energy as well. This is just an evolution of your energy, right? So you did something opened your eyes, and it disappointed you within the church and from or your religious organization and from someone whom you really looked up to. It turned out not to be the person they were going to be, and it kind of flipped your world upside down. It made you question everything. Like, did anything they say, was any of it true? Like, is any of this real? Kind of thing. And it kind of left you in like a mental imprisonment, like having to go over that and trying to figure out what's real and what's not. Next, we have internal forces in the reverse and operating without a life. So this is referring back to the older. I'm really getting that it's a masculine. Okay, the energy that you were looking up to within the religious organization is definitely a masculine. But yeah, unlike what you thought, they don't have an internal connection to the divine. They don't. They're out here operating without a license. So saying that there's something that they're not, We have government in the reverse, and then we have regeneration. Yeah, it's just that energy was a governing force within the religious organization, and it's no longer. So whatever this gentleman did, like, I don't know if he got fired or if he stepped down, but one of the two happened because he's not in that role anymore. And then there's regeneration here, but this is you regenerating, right? Getting back to your spiritual roots. The Eight of Swords is here with the Ace of Swords in reverse. So at the end of the day, for you, Divine Masculine, this was your test, or a test, I should say. This is a test. All right, what's going to happen if everything you believed in gets flipped, turned upside down, and like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Are you going to trust the Lord anymore? Are you going to trust yourself anymore? What's going to happen? All right, so the demons were allowed to play a role in your life so that you would become closer to the universe. All right, but there was no victory for these evildoers, none at all. They didn't take away your heart. They couldn't do it. Even though it might have felt to you like you lost your heart during that time, but you can see and tell and feel now that you're well and intact, and in fact your heart is beating stronger than ever. And then over here we have this Six of Wands and the Hierophant. So this is recognition, getting recognition for who you are and the role that you play. So the Hierophant, if you don't know, is not just, he can be found in a religious organization, right? But he's not only connected to that religion's, there's a word I'm trying to think of. But his knowledge and wisdom goes beyond the religious organization. Like, his knowledge, his connection is much more grand than that. So, but he stays grounded and based within a religious, how do I explain it? It's like religion has its place, and it's a very grounding place. Like, you need religion. You need to have salvation. You need to have mercy, grace, forgiveness, etc., right? But then you've also got wisdom that goes beyond that, right? And so that is the Hierophant. That is what he represents, and he teaches. For those who are willing to listen and are quiet enough and patient enough, that's you, my friend. That is you. You are the Hierophant. And you have really become something. I don't know how you did it, but somehow or another your voice is just being echoed throughout the universe. And you've got these really grand influential forces, organizations, entities that are now interested in you. Because who better than to bring in, who better to have on your team than somebody who's not just preaching how to get out of situations, but who have actually pulled themselves out of situations. You know what I'm saying? Like that is valuable. That is extremely valuable. But I get the impression that it's religious groups and organizations in addition to other types of groups that are interested in you. So I'm talking like even along the lines of governmental contracts. So if you have not been presented with one of those yet, it's very likely that you will be, especially like if you don't take up contracts somewhere else with any of these other entities, then there will be a governmental contract presented to you, for sure. And then aside from that, you've got other organizations. You've got like groups of psychics and psychic detectives and, excuse me, because that's what the Hierophant is. They're all connected with all of that. They all embody all of that. They are at the top of their game. They are valuable, not just here, but in the spiritual realm. And so now that everybody's become privy to this, they all want you. They all want you. But, I mean, you're the Hierophant. I don't even have to say this, but I'm going to say this for all the other readers out there. But you're going to know who to trust and who not to trust. Because you're that well connected spiritually. You're connected. So you're going to know what's right for you and what's not. And that may take some time. You know, it may take some, you might have to say no to a bunch of entities and organizations and wait a little while until the right offer comes through. But it's coming through. It's coming through strong. So thank you so much for being willing to share what you've endured and to transmute all of that pain into something quite beautiful. Because I feel your energy. You're not the type of person, you're not going to sign up to go work for somebody and then do spell magic and stuff on people that hurt them. Like, you're not that energy at all. You've got a saving grace kind of energy. So good luck and have fun, man. Like, you definitely deserve this. You definitely deserve this. You've worked very hard within yourself and without yourself. You're doing a beautiful, beautiful job. And you've got some beautiful things to bring to this world. So I look forward to seeing you rise, my guy. I really am. I really am. Well, thank you to everybody who stopped in to join me with this tarot card reading. I greatly appreciate it. If you feel so led, please leave a like, share, subscribe, or a comment. I definitely want to connect more with you guys, and I would definitely want to get these messages out to any and everybody that we're capable of reaching. You know, you never know who needs it. You never know. But all right, you guys, until our next reading, I bid you well.